Chereka Dickerson, come on up. I'm anxious to hear what you have written. Chereka is a member of the English department faculty.
All right, so when Renee asked me to do this, yeah, you're about to miss me, Wendy. Hurry up. Okay. All right, so when Renee asked me to do this, I was just like, sure. And I was just like, wait a minute, immigration? What the hell? How am I going to write about this? I'm from Denver, Colorado. What? So then I thought about it a little bit. My parents are West Indian, and I was just like, okay, well, I can speak about, this feeling of being the other or not always fitting in. And so I have 3 poems that I'm going to read. I'm going to be honest with y'all, one of them I wrote yesterday, so don't judge me. But they mostly deal with this idea of being othered or not fitting in. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read them right quick for you guys, okay? All right. The first one is the one I wrote yesterday, so don't judge me. It's entitled, In the Middle of the Caribbean Sea. I never wanted to believe that I was one of those kids who was embarrassed of their parents, but I was. Not in the conventional sense, not in the wet kisses on the forehead and I love yous in front of the entire class. It wasn't that. Kisses were rare and I love you was seldom a phrase uttered in my house. No. It was that my mother wore her hair in an unconventional style for women. It was similar to a high-top fade that was so popular for men in the early to mid-90s that it undermined her femininity. And the blackness of my dad's skin made me crumple in humiliation every time anyone would point out his association to me. My parents spoke funny, with their West Indian patois that was even further away from the Queen's English than my black vernacular English. And they ate weird things. While my friends were eating fried catfish, collard greens, black-eyed peas, cornbread, and chitterlings, as black folks say, chitlins, we ate boiled fish with eyeballs still in their head. Conch, the creatures that live in the seashells where it's rumored if you listen closely you could hear the sea. And goat and oxtail stews. I wanted pizza and french fries and macaroni and cheese. But yet instead I got sawfish and bullfoot soup, which was, yep, you guessed it, a cow's foot. My parents embarrassed me because they were old and old-fashioned. They were damn near 40 when my friends' parents were still in their 20s. They had high expectations of my academic achievement. So I hid my straight A's and perfect attendance in shame, so that taunts of nerd, geek, and dork could only be attributed to my black plastic-rimmed square schoolboy glasses that swallowed my face in comparison. I just wanted to fit in, but I couldn't. I wore my embarrassment of my parents like a school uniform, enveloping all that I knew about the tropical island where my parents were born. Tortola, British Virgin Islands. Except we never pronounced the R, and the first O sounds more like an A, like that the dentist tells you to open your mouth and say, ah. Tatola, or what my parents like to call home, Tatola, a dot on the map, invisible to the naked eye, a speck off the coast of Florida, floating proudly somewhere in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. All right, so this next poem that I wrote was like 6 years ago, that I wrote for a poetry class that I took, and it was like writings on a theme or something, so I just basically dealt with, trying to reconcile being black and a woman and black in America. So, here we go. It's called Complex Ion, like complexion, but then like complex ion. Okay. All right. I have this complex about my complexion, informing the world of my inferiority. Butterscotch, peanut butter, paper bag brown, caramel candy sprinkled with cinnamon. Complex configuration, like the blurry array of protons and neutrons racing around the nucleus of my atom. Imbalanced inferiority, charged ion, like my complexion. Imbalanced. Dark lines mar the smoothness of my cheekbones, reminiscent of rouge, but on me it's rough, like coffee, grounds of coffee speckling my cheeks, like dirt, earthy, grounds of filth, complex ion, charged and imbalanced, never the right color, too dark to be light, too light to be dark, too nappy to be pretty, too much meat on my bones to be sexy, charged as ugly, convicted as fat, complex complexity, imbalance of my molecules, smallest particle of my atom, unbalanced like my complexion. All right, now this last poem that I'm going to read you guys, I wrote on November 8th, 2016. We all know what day that was. As I walked around campus that day, election day, it just felt like there was just something in the air, like there was this anxiety that everybody was feeling because of, everything that was going on. And I just had to get that out of my head. So I wrote this poem, and it's entitled Angst. November 8th, 2016. I'm lisping over this test tube life that was created for me, thoughtless and indifferent to this world that I've been given, spurned by stares of others whose impressions of my being have crystallized and coagulated into clusters of hate that, as they ever remain unspoken, harden into a lust for my blood. Envious, jealous, hopeful for my downfall, the begrudged sea of resentment surges up, tangled, fused, knotted at the pits of their stomachs, longing listlessly to crash down on me in fury. I represent that which they hate, though I project the opposite. I reflect for them their fear of my enlightenment. No longer complacent and appeased by the crumbs and corners that they tell me I deserve, yet they make me fight my fellow man for one tasteless, molded, crusted over speck of it. My people, the same people that long for bittersweet acceptance while our existence is denied and our plight erased for fear that any whimper of our voices will ignite that fury that simmers mercilessly behind a faux smile. Once the expiration date on the social experiment of my so-called life has passed, only then can I come into full view and resound my full voice to speak against my beleaguered, dispossessed, and disinherited existence. Thank you.